Hello and welcome to the first episode of Nerf from the Ashes. This is a new series that I will be starting. I'm going to be switching Monday Mod Tips to being every other week, and then one of the alternating weeks will be this series, so it'll basically be once every 4 weeks. And it is going to be a video on diagnosing and repairing broken blasters sent to me by fans. I will discuss the details of how that works at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that, because there's important information there if you want to have your blaster repaired. So, these blasters were sent to me by a fan. He was the one who traded me a crossbow in exchange for a heavily modified elite alpha trooper that he has dubbed Dodsetter. And this is it, but it has come back to me as having a problem, and I believe I know what the issue is. He said it's barely firing at all anymore, and I suspect that he dry fired it and it attempted to blow out its own AR, and the AR is now jammed. At least I'm hoping that's what it is, because that would be an easy fix. My Elite Alpha Trooper, which had a very similar kit to this, did the same thing. So I'm hoping it's just a matter of taking out the AR, patting the plunger head, and it'll be ready to go. He also sent me this broken Strife and asked me if I could see what is up with it. So obviously the jam door has been replaced. That's the one from an orange one. But we're going to pop that open and take a look as well. And then we will get this stuff back to him. So we will start with the Dodsetter. I get the feeling our fine fellow attempted to repair this himself and hopefully hasn't made it too much worse. But he definitely didn't get all the screws put back into it. The AR has definitely become jammed. We're going to take it out. Alright, I'm going to attempt to drill out the AR using a 1/2-inch drill bit. We'll see how well this works out. It's not catching, and I suspect that is because the priming rod has become slightly bent from somebody trying to prime it when it was jammed. And so it's no longer forcing the bolt back far enough. Alright, well this one unfortunately is having additional issues. The catch has worn out and is no longer releasing. So I think it would require a metal catch because of the weight of the spring. So I'm going to have to contact the young fellow to whom this belongs. I might just order the catch if I can find one for a decent price. It sometimes works, but not reliably, and I'm not happy with that. So I definitely feel that it's going to need some additional upgrades. It has, I don't remember whose kit. I think I want to say Blaster Works. But it didn't have all the same parts as the Orange Modworks one that I have. So I think it has a heavier spring, though. Anyway, I'm going to look into some additional parts for this one. But that is, kind of how the diagnostic went. There was a lot of tinkering that went into this one. This one was kind of a pain. But that's kind of the downside to the Slamfire blasters, is they are a little bit more complicated. They also can't be deprimed as easily, which is unfortunate. The next blaster for this particular episode is going to be this Strife. I have no idea what's wrong with it. It has clearly been opened before. There is corrosion in the battery tray, so the internals are probably just destroyed from water damage. So first we're going to take out all the bits that hold the electronics in place so we can take a closer look at them. Alright, so first up we are going to test the motors and see if they are still functioning. Doesn't appear to be as much water damage as I thought, so it might have just been corroded leads. So, turns out the motors are just fine. So now we need to work our way back and figure out where the issue actually is. Just for simplicity, we are going to go ahead and gack the thermistor. Now, if you're testing a stock Strife, one thing you need to keep in mind is that the jam door switch needs to be pressed when you test. Because if it's not, if the jam door if the jam door button is not being pushed, then you still have negative to negative on the motors. Even if you're testing directly, there is a circuit that goes back through that. And so you'll be grounding out your motors and they won't spin properly. So do keep that in mind. Alright, I believe I have found the issue. And it is, in fact, the magazine lock switch. So if you don't have a magazine and you can't rev the blaster, which is kind of silly, but sure. If you connect it directly to the side that leads to the next switch, it works. If you press the switch and touch the other end, it doesn't. So that means this switch is bad. The good news is, we don't need this switch. So we're just going to remove it and bypass it. Which means I need to plug in my soldering iron. Alright. We have bypassed the mag lock altogether. And now we are going to test and see if that was the only issue. Sure enough. Okay, now by connecting power up directly to the battery leads there and pulling the trigger, it revs. So that was the issue, a bad trigger lock switch. Now alleviated. It lives! Alright. Well, this one is fully repaired now. There was one bad switch and one corroded lead. So, I went over, again, how to test switches, and I opted to simply remove the switch rather than replace it. I could have replaced it, but it is, in my opinion, a pointless switch. It's the one that doesn't let you rev or pull the trigger if there's no magazine in, which isn't something that's going to cause a problem or jam this blaster. And so I chose to just remove it. Alright, I will be getting this back to the owner, and hopefully he won't break it again. Alright, now the part you've all been waiting for, and many of you probably skipped to the end to find. How can you get in on this series? So, to get in on it, you're going to contact me via my commission email address down in the description, and we will discuss it. I'll need to know what the blaster is, what seems to be wrong, what happened to it, if there was a distinct event that caused it to quit working, what you have already tried to do to fix it, and then if it sounds like a blaster that I want to try to repair, or it sounds like a blaster that I think I can repair, there are some things that I just can't fix. But if it sounds like something that I'm interested in, then I will say, yeah, go ahead and ship it to me. You are responsible for paying shipping to me, but I will cover the shipping back to you. In the event that it's something that can't be repaired without buying additional parts, like motors or switches or something like that, I will contact you and we can discuss whether it's something that I'm willing to cover or if it's something that I'm going to expect you to cover. For the most part, I'm really kind of wanting to cover mostly stock blasters that have failed in some manner. However, if you have an upgraded blaster that was working, or you were trying to upgrade it and you weren't able to get it done, that might be something that I'd be willing to take on. But keep in mind, these are not commissions. This is not something where you can say, hey, my Strife is broken. Would you be willing to upgrade it to rhinos for me? That's not what this is about. This is not mod guides. These are not full rewires. This is diagnostics, trying to figure out what is broken and how the easiest way to fix it would be. This is to help people who either don't have the tools or the skills or the interest in doing serious mods, but want to get their broken Nerf blaster working again. So keep that in mind when you contact me, because if you contact me wanting basically a commission, but disguised as a repair, I'm just going to turn you down. So keep that in mind. Also, don't just send me broken blasters. It has to be something that we have discussed and that I have agreed on. I'm not going to be doing these very often, so I want them to be interesting. I don't want to just do a dozen Strife repairs. That's not interesting. That's not valuable to you guys as how to learn how to fix various blasters. So I am looking for unique blasters, ones that I haven't done yet. Now, obviously, to start off, pretty much everything's going to be new. And I do plan to accept a lot of them in advance and film them in advance and then wait and release them over time. So you may not know what I have and haven't done yet. So go ahead and contact me and I'll let you know if it's something, oh, I've already done a dozen of those, I don't want to do another one. Also, if they're really simple fixes, I might go ahead and do 2 at a time. And in which case, one of them would probably be something I've already done, and then the other one would be something I haven't done. So hopefully that will allow me to get a few more of these in. Time is the issue here. So that's how you can get in on this. Email me, we can discuss, and if I agree, send it to me, and it'll be fantastic. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns about this, put them in the comment section below. I hope this was helpful, and I hope it continues to be helpful. And as always, thank you guys for watching.